How are you?
I'm good, Tom. Thank you. What a great introduction.
Well, it's all we have time for.
Okay, bye.
How are you holding up? Are you feeling good and
I'm
everything?
holding up okay. I mean, it's another year now we've started. But last year was up and down. I had two tours booked and they didn't go on. And, the year before, when it started, February, then March, it sort of got sticky, but who knew it'd be going on this long? And I'm out there saying, we'll be seeing you next year, same time, same venue. And that didn't work out. And I honestly can't see it working out this year either.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think it's still got a lot of danger in it, this virus. So, we'll see.
Health wise, you're okay.
What saved my life? I do have this two-room studio here, the bedroom over there with the drums in and the amplifiers, and this is the living room I'm in now, and it has all the equipment and the Pro Tools, and this is where we make the music and the keyboards, and
Great.
and it's a lifesaver really, because I got to play my drums, which I love, and also people as strict on themselves as I am through the virus, came over. So I had moments to hang out with musicians over there with masks on. And I'd be in there with a mask on, but it was still some contact,
Yeah.
And so it's a lifesaver, really. So I made this EP, Zoom In, because of what we're doing now, really. And then the first song I put down was a surprise to me that Bruce Sugar, my engineer producer, he knows these guys in the Valley who wrote this song, Zoom In. And he just said, what do you think of this song? And I loved it just for the day of what we are all doing, which is zooming. That's how we started.
Yeah, we have a clip of that song. Just take a listen to this.
There's a whole universe in one raindrop or a single bottle of soda pop. We're all in this together. Zoom in to get a new perspective. Zoom.
That is Ringo Starr with Zoom In, Zoom Out off his new EP. You mentioned Jeff Zobar wrote it, so tell me more about it. What did you like about it?
Well, I loved it being Zoom In, and that's all I'm doing lately. I'm zooming in every day, it seems, to someone somewhere, and that's the great part of it. That I can zoom in someone in New Zealand, and we get more of a connection. It used to be all those phoners, but I like some sort of view and contact. And if I throw in something flippant in black and white, sometimes it looks really harsh, but they'll see the attitude we're doing it, so I've become to love Zoom.
Have you had a new perspective over the pandemic? I think this year has been a year where we've all had to take a bit of time off. We've all had to sort of look at ourselves. So when I was listening to Zoom In, Zoom Out, I was thinking about that. Like I was thinking about who we were and who we are and who we are now.
That's what the song's more about than actually what we're doing.
How about you? Have you had any perspective like that?
Well, you know what? Everybody on the planet right now is experiencing the same thing. And, that's what's far out. It's not like I could fly somewhere and it'd be okay, because it's not okay anywhere. And, that hits you hard, that, there's a lot of struggling going on and a lot of incredible help, from the healthcare people around, taking a chance. If you've got it, we're going to deal with you. So we have to love them. And sometimes I get miserable and I want to do something. I'm going to go out. I'm going to go wherever. And the end result of that could be what? Death? Okay, I'll stay home. So I think, it's an experience we're having. I think the experience is worse for the kids, actually. I can't understand any of my grandchildren. They all want to go back to school. I never wanted to go to school. We want to go to school. So that's the new neighborhood we're living in. You know, kids want to go back.
Did you get the shot? Did you get the shot?
The vaccine.
Oh yeah. I was wondering what you were talking about then for a minute. From kids to the shot. I got 2 shots.
Oh yeah.
So, and it's incredible how much weight that takes off your mind. That you feel because you've had the 2 shots. So, I mean, it's incredible that, you know, a couple of % of people who get it die. There's all the 90 other %. But we all go to that one, like the worst one. So now I believe I've had the 2 shots. And if I get it, you know, God willing, I'll be able to fight it.
Yeah.
But you know what, Tom? I'm a little older than you.
I mean, a hair.
And I had TB as a kid. Bringing the violins. Yeah, things were sad.
Well, I'm glad you're feeling all right.
No, I feel good today. And, you know, I'm in the middle of, I know we're talking about this EP, Zoom In, but actually I've started my EP2 already. Because I'd like it out in October. Because right now it takes a long time to get anything out. And we have to thank Universal and Bruce Resnikoff, who's a wonderful human being, that he got out Here's to the Nights, because we thought it would be a great New Year song.
Yeah, we have a clip from that too. Take a listen to this.
Oh, okay.
Here's to having no fear. Here's to right now, right here. Here's to the nights we won't remember, with the friends we won't forget. May we
That is Ringo Starr with Here's to the Nights. I'm Tom Power. This is Q. So Ringo, you were saying
It's
this.
one of those songs, though, isn't it, Tom? Yeah, I saw you rocking there. Like, okay. But I think we've all, you know, Here's to the Nights we won't remember. And looking at you, I'm sure you have a few nights you don't remember.
Oh, look at it. Not hard to tell.
Friends we'll never forget.
But it is a good song for the post-pandemic, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's great. And Diane Warren wrote it. And, you know, we got a lot of people at the end of that song helping me out. And I do truly thank them all. Peace and love. And it, you know, so it sort of gave, I did the song, and then we got a lot of people like Paul, like, you know, Dave Grohl, people, a lot of people. And so it's a sing-along at the end. And that's what we were aiming for, that the people would like be hugging each other, but that's not this year, of course. So yeah, I love the sentiment, and Diane got a lot of people to sing on it, and I got a lot of people. It's like a little competition we had there, and I won.
Yeah, sure did. You had Lenny Kravitz and Dave Grohl and Sheryl Crow, and of course,
Yeah.
Paul McCartney, as you're saying. What was that experience like for you to be able to collaborate, even if from a distance again?
Great. And now, you know, you can just send the files. And, you know, like Paul was in England and people all over America. We send the files, and I said, would you, you know, if you want to, if you could, sing the chorus with me on the end of this song. And everybody, bar 2, said yes.
I want to go out there a little bit and say that I think that friendship is an important thing in your life.
Yeah.
If I look back to, like, you know, even with a little help from my friends, or I think about the Beatles with your buddies, I think about the All-Star Band, I think about all the different collaborations you've done through the years. Forgive me for what might be a bit of a broad question, but what has friendship given you over your life?
Oh, it gives you like friendship. I have friends from way back. You know, I was in a band and I had 3 brothers, and that was great. I'm an only child, so that was great for me. And I was in a couple of bands, but it really cemented itself in the Beatles that we were 4 lads from Liverpool and we were going to the top. And so, yeah, you know, I'm blessed, really. I mean, we have fun with Steve Lukather because he's my last best friend. I don't have any more time for best friends now because it takes a while to trust each other that much that you can open up and say anything, and it's going to stay there.
What you said there is sticking out to me.
Good answer. Everybody just say, "Oh, I'm like, oh yeah, yeah." Well, you're so like yin and yang.
Yeah.
It is or it isn't.
What struck me what you said there was that because you're an only child,
Yeah.
I think your friendships are more meaningful to you. You had to find siblings in friendship.
Well, you did, and when you were a kid, your mother wouldn't let your friends in every day. And so, I come from a neighborhood. We had a street. We're in the Admiral Grove or Madden Street, and all the kids were just all out there together, and then we sort of get a little older and we break off into, I had Brian Briscoe and Davy Patterson from 6 to 16. We were the trio, and we called ourselves the Three Musketeers, the Skull Gang. We called ourselves all these names. We were 9 years old. And, we went everywhere together. It was far out.
And then, of course,
My one friend left in Liverpool, Roy. When I was in the factory, the guy who was my neighbor, Eddie Miles, formed the first band I was in, Eddie Clayton's Skiffle Group, and Roy at the T-chest bass. And we've been friends to forever now, even today,
That must be so rare to have a buddy left over from before you were Ringo Starr, before you were in the Beatles.
Yeah, I think the good news about that is that it's, a lot of people make friends because of the image, who you were. And you have some years where you're very doubtful about people because they're just coming at you for that guy, And so, yeah, I'm really blessed. And I do have other friends. I just like to mention Roy because he's the longest.
When I was listening to the song that we just played and I thought about Paul, I realized I know a lot about how the other three fellas in the Beatles met you, but I have never heard how you met Paul. What's your earliest memory of Paul McCartney?
We went into the coffee bar. Rory Storm. I was in Rory Storm and the Hurricanes. And we were the top band in Liverpool. And we went into this coffee bar, and downstairs they had a basement. And we heard some music coming. And they were teaching Stu Sutcliffe how to play bass. That's the first time I met him. But the great news was, Howie Casey went to Germany. Suddenly the guy, Kashmir, came over and wanted Liverpool bands to play the clubs in Hamburg, which was great for us. And so we were playing the Kaiserkeller, and they were playing this other really small club down the road and living behind the toilet. And we came in, and so we were the third band to get into Germany. But that's where we really got to know each other, because what Kashmir did, they were in the Bambikina. He brought them to the Kaiserkeller. And so there were two bands. And at weekends, we would do 12 hours between two bands. And we all admitted that really made us what we are. We sort of found our way of doing it, And so I would maybe have a drink or two and go and watch the lads play. I love that front line. And I would demand they play certain records, certain tracks.
Like what?
I only found that out. I'm not telling you. I only found that out later when I was in the band. I said, "Oh, you would come down a bit. Boss is about."
I got a clip of just take a listen to this.
When so much time goes by, you do get to reflect on some of the great things in your life, And to me, the other guys in the Beatles are three of the great things in my life. There's no denying it, And so if I get a chance now to play with Ringo, it's magical. I'm normally facing the audience all the time. He's behind me. But half the time, the minute I'd finished a line of vocal, I sort of wanted to just turn around and just look at him and just drink it all in and just go, this is Ringo, man.
That's Paul McCartney last year talking about the magic of performing with his friend and my guest, Ringo Starr. What's it like to hear that?
Well, no, it's great to hear that because I have the same lines exactly. I'm always just, so excited when we get the chance to play together. I mean, when we were playing together as a band, we were the best band in the land. I don't care what anyone says. And we knew each other. It was like psychic. I would be playing drums with my eyes closed, the headphones on. I'd know John was going to go somewhere, and I would drum in that and I would hold it together while they went mad and then bring it back. And Paul, to me, I've got a fake bass that looks like his on the wall.
Oh, the Hofner.
Yeah, one day I was talking to him and I was saying, John gave me a guitar and George gave me a guitar. You never gave me anything, man. And he says, you never gave me a bass. And he said, this is the only one. He's still playing the same bass from 1962. It's the same damn bass, And so I let him off. In an auction, I got one that looks like it, and I hang it on the wall. And he comes over here. If he's in America and I'm doing tracks, I'll say, I've got this track I'd love you to play bass on. He said, well, I'm coming into LA whenever. And he comes over and plays, and he is the most melodic. John was incredible guitar rhythm, sometimes got too crazy with it and lost the spot. But incredible. And George, most of George's solos are part of that record. If you just hear the intro, it's that one, So we all just gave our best, and that's all we can do. And that was just like a fact. But yeah, I miss the other two.
Yeah.
I love them, and I love Paul.
I was watching, I was thinking about you because I was watching the Peter Jackson trailer for the new Get Back documentary. Yeah. I should say, for people who don't know, it's a recut of the original Let It Be, about the making of Let It Be. I watched a sneak peek of it. I was really struck by how much fun you all seemed like you were having, because the original doc, which I watched when I was a kid, was all focused around that you were fighting. It was just so lovely to see your joy. What's it like for you to see this new version that focuses on the good times?
I've moaned about the original one forever. I mean, the only great thing the other one did is that we played live. We got on that roof and we played, live. It was so great. We hadn't played in a couple of years. And we didn't play after that as the Beatles. But Michael Lindsay Hogg took like 2 seconds of, attitude and based the whole film, the whole documentary on that. And it was miserable and down. And we found like 2 years ago, 56 hours of unused footage. How far out? And all of that was full of joy. So Peter, thank you, Peter, said he'd put it together another way. And he actually did on the roof now. If you look at the original one, it's, I don't know, I'm guessing 7-8 minutes long. Peter Jackson's version of it is 43 minutes long, just the roof. And we're playing and we're talking and we're shouting and we're backing, and as you said, if you see that little trailer, we're in the studio and there's a lot of laughter and we're all fooling about and messing about. Unless we played, then we're very serious. So I love Peter Jackson. I thank him from the bottom of my heart that he's putting this together for us.
Yeah, it's nice to see. It's nice to see you guys together. It's nice to see John and George too. I know. I was just realizing that 20 years now since George is gone.
Yeah, and 40 for John.
Hard to believe.
Hey, I miss them every day, but you have to carry on. Like I miss my mom.
Yeah, I know. What was George like?
George was great. He was a great friend to me, and he's a beautiful human being. And he was searching with his, he brought Indian music, I think, to the masses in Europe and America. And he just loved music. And, you know, he was another guy I could go to about, well, you know, whatever I'm moaning about. And he'd sort of give me his version of what I'm saying.
Yeah, mystical dude.
So for that, I could talk to George.
Well, listen,
It's like, you know, I miss him. It's like, it's really hard some days. I mean, I'm in the studio now. I mean, think, oh man, let's get together. You know, because if you look at after we broke up, I mean, I had the three of them on one of my records. And also, you know, John would write me a song. By chance, I'm in LA with Richard Perry to do the album. And John's in LA, nothing to do with me. And George is in LA. So what happens? We all joined together. They came over and wrote me a song up and played or whatever, you know.
yeah, you seemed like the great Switzerland in the midst of that breakup, you know.
Sounds what?
You seemed like Switzerland. You seemed like common ground. Like, you know, when things were hard, when the band was breaking up, you were still, you know, everyone seems to still love you and you still seem to get along with everybody.
What's not to love?
Ah, you're right about that. I got something to show you, and I think you've been seeing every single Beatles video and everything Beatles possible, but I got something to show you that I think you've never seen before. So that is 4-year-old Leo Lakritz from Toronto. He's a massive Ringo Starr fan, massive Beatles fan, playing with a little help from my friends. What's it like to see that?
Great. Leo, 4 years old? Great. I mean, I was 17 when I got my first kiss. And I learned everything I know on stage, you know, playing with bands, just playing with bands. That's how it worked for me. Yeah, I love that. And, you know, I do have grandchildren and 2 of them are drummers. Well, 3 of them are drummers. 4 of them were drummers. And 1 of them changed to skateboarding. But, you know, that's how it is.
He's pretty good. Hey, he even got the zhung, gung, ga, dung, ga.
No, he even got the fill, which is not easy because, you know, because I'm left-handed. So I come off on the other hand, you know, right. I play a right-handed kit, but it's all left-handed for me. I have to play with the right first just to give me time to get this one in play. But it worked out pretty well.
Well, you certainly did. And let me rap like that, because the reason I play that for you is not just because, hey, look, here's a kid who's 4 years old now playing your music, which is great, but it goes to speak to the timelessness of the music. I mean, this is someone who was born in 2016, still being so affected by the music of the Beatles.
My shoes are older than that guy.
How much do you ever get a chance? I hope you do get a chance to sit down and think about that, about this legacy.
I love, you know what I love? I'm so proud of the music we made. I love the other 3 guys, but every generation has a listen to us. You know, we still, as soon as they become he's a little young, but as soon as they become teenagers, they all like, if they're into music, they have a listen to us. And so every generation has a Beatle moment, and that's how we carry on. And I used to think we were doing really well because we streamed like, I think it was 5 billion last year. 5 billion streams. Get off. And then I look at Drake and he does that a day, you know.
Not bad though, all the same. Ringo, lovely to see you.
We're still doing good.
Lovely to see you.
Yeah. Anyway, lovely to see you, Tom. And it was really nice talking to you. Peace and love, brother.
Peace and love, my friend. Peace and love.
Peace and love.
Peace and love. See you, Ringo. Take care.
Thank you.